Walk into a Tesla showroom today and you'll hear something uncanny. Silence. No buzz of curious shoppers, no hum of delivery prep. Just the echo of a brand that once felt unstoppable. Outside, spray-painted Cybertrucks smolder while stock tickers bleed red, erasing almost $700 billion in value in a matter of months. Yahoo Finance. Wherever you look, Berlin, Beijing, Boston, the same question hangs in the air. Did Elon Musk sabotage his own empire, or was the collapse baked in from the start? But the fall of Tesla isn't a meteor strike. It's a slow-motion avalanche, set off by whispers, accelerated by protest chants, and now thundering through boardrooms and trading floors. What follows is the untold story of how the world's most celebrated EV pioneer became a global flashpoint, and why the reckoning might just be getting started. Only 2 years ago, a Model Y keycard signaled you were part of the future. Today, that same keycard invites scorn. In late March, activists staged a Tesla takedown day of action at more than 200 locations on 6 continents, turning glass box showrooms into de facto war zones. Common dreams. Some brought mariachi bands, others cardboard Cybertrucks plastered with "Recall Musk." A few blocks from Tesla's Santa Monica flagship, graffiti spelled out one blunt verdict: green dream, red flags. Data backs the mood swing. Brand admiration polls that once placed Tesla in America's top 10 have booted it from the top 100 altogether, while negative sentiment on X and TikTok now outnumbers praise 5-1. New York Magazine insurance premiums on Model 3s and Ys have jumped nearly 25% year over year, in part because vandalism claims keep climbing. Wikipedia. The logo that once screamed eco-chic now whispers reputational risk. So dealers in politically divided states quietly wrap new Teslas in plain vinyl, hoping buyers won't notice. Yet even this backlash was only the opening act, because the most profitable market of all was about to slam the door. For a decade, Shanghai's Gigafactory was Musk's crown jewel, spitting out half of all Teslas on the planet. Then, the Chinese consumer flipped the switch. In the first quarter of 2025, Tesla shipments in China plunged more than 45% year on year, while BYD, NIO, and Xiaomi posted record gains that left Tesla in third place for the very first time. Beijing nudged the trend along, rerouting EV subsidies toward homegrown brands and barring Teslas from sensitive military zones over data security fears. National pride did what price cuts could not. Model Y discounts of up to $7,000 barely moved inventory, and Shanghai's once roaring production lines idled below 60% capacity, with critical battery contracts drifting to local rivals. Tesla's vaunted supply chain looked suddenly fragile. As showroom traffic cratered, a subtler casualty emerged: social status. China's aspirational millennials, who once queued for hours to test drive a Model 3, now snap selfies beside a BYD Seagull or Xiaomi SU7, openly dubbing Tesla's Lao Y toys. The loss of cool in the world's largest EV arena signaled a deeper fracture. If Tesla couldn't anchor its brand in China, it risked drifting worldwide. The shockwaves hit Europe next. In Germany, Volkswagen's ID series grabbed back the hometown crowd, while Hyundai's Ioniq 6 undercut Tesla by thousands of euros and offered an interior free of political drama. Foot traffic at Tesla's Berlin-Brandenburg store slid 28% in a single quarter, and Cybertrucks parked near the factory sported fresh key marks and broken mirrors. Across the Atlantic, Kelley Blue Book tracked an even more brutal number. Used Tesla values fell 3 times faster than the overall EV market this spring. Dealers that once begged for trade-ins now refuse them. Some banks quietly add a Tesla devaluation surcharge to loan risk models. Meanwhile, TikTok teens roast the Cybertruck's stainless panels as dented deja vu, and in college sustainability clubs vote to blacklist Teslas from showcase events. Customers who once saw Musk as an eco-icon now debate whether owning his car undermines their climate cred, and that identity crisis only deepened when Tesla's own insiders broke ranks. Early warning came not from short sellers, but from the Musk family itself. In February, brother Kimball Musk sold $17 million in stock over 3 days, triggering a filing tidal wave that revealed a pattern. Directors, engineers, even the chief financial officer were quietly trimming or exiting positions. Soon after, Morgan Stanley cut its price target by 30%, citing structural demand risk, and a prominent hedge fund note projected a further 50% downside if delivery growth failed to rebound by summer. On Slack channels normally devoted to tech talk, Tesla employees shared spreadsheets titled Plan B and screenshots of recruiter messages from Rivian and BYD. The exodus turned visible when longtime autonomy VP Stuart Bowers tweeted a single emoji, a parachute. On the day his resignation hit the wire, Wall Street smelled smoke, and within weeks, funds that once called Tesla their tech darling began sprinting for the exit. That mass retreat set the stage for regulators to strike where it hurt most, the core promise of self-driving. For years, Musk sold autopilot as a near-spiritual quest to eradicate road deaths. The reality hit like cold rain when the NHTSA linked the system to more than 200 crashes and 29 fatalities, branding Tesla an industry outlier on safety. Courts followed fast. In North Carolina, jurors awarded $87 million to the family of a 23-year-old killed when her Model 3 barreled into a work zone barrier after emails showed engineers warning about precisely that scenario. Overnight, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission ordered Tesla to scrub full self-driving from its marketing. Germany banned the feature outright, pending a review, and South Korea levied a $70 million fine for failing to disclose limitations. Software patches came thick and fast, yet headlines about disengagement glitches kept coming faster. As recalls mounted, rivals pounced. Hyundai demoed a hands-off lane change that passed EU safety protocols on its first try, while Mercedes secured the world's first Level 3 certification in California. Tesla, once the autonomy frontrunner, found itself defending second-string tech, while prosecutors framed its hype as fraud. Investors could stomach bruised margins, but existential liability? That was a whole new threat, and the political winds offered no shelter. Elon Musk once navigated Washington like a free agent visionary. That ended after his high-profile alliance with Donald Trump landed him a seat atop the Department of Government Efficiency, only to see the administration pivot toward Detroit stalwarts. When Treasury finalized stricter EV credit rules this spring, only about 1/5 of models still qualified, and Tesla models using China-sourced graphite missed the cut. Ford and GM unveiled new electric trucks beside the White House colonnade. Tesla's invite never arrived. Lobbyists reported their Capitol Hill calendars went dark overnight. State-level permits stalled, supercharger grants disappeared, and Musk's former Beltway allies ducked his calls. Elon cashed out his political capital and got pennies on the dollar, quipped one Senate aide. Grassroots fury fused with policy snubs to create the rarest of storms, bipartisan abandonment. Progressives decried Musk as a union basher. Conservative talk radio hosts branded him an unreliable techno-elitist. Caught in the middle, Gen Z shoppers simply moved on. By the numbers, the damage is blunt. Tesla's operating margin slid to 6.2%, its lowest in 8 years. After repeated price cuts, Q4 2024 earnings missed estimates, and deliveries fell for the first time in the company's history. Analysts who once modeled 50% growth now debate how soon negative cash flow might force a capital raise. Rating agencies haven't pulled the trigger on a downgrade, yet bond spreads widen each week as traders hedge a liquidity crunch. Internal cost control memos leaked in April detail multiple rounds of layoffs and an indefinite pause on Indonesian and Indian gigafactories. Even the long-promised Roadster refresh is on ice, per a supplier quoted by the Financial Times. times. At the same time, resale value collapse has triggered a vicious loop. Lower used prices depress new car demand, forcing still deeper price cuts that erode margin further. CarGurus data shows Tesla's depreciating 3.7% in just 90 days, triple the market pace. As one dealer put it, every Cybertruck we take in is a rolling write-down. Layoffs, margin compression, hostile regulators, each alone is survivable. Together, they form what one hedge fund manager dubbed the perfect negative flywheel, a feedback loop that drags brand, balance sheet, and political goodwill down in lockstep. Tesla was never just a car company. It was a belief system on four wheels. Now that belief lies fractured, caught between boycott hashtags, courtroom subpoenas, and the cold math of sinking margins. Among prospective Gen Z buyers, intent to purchase an EV rose this year, but Tesla's share of that intent slumped to 7%, trailing both Hyundai and BYD. So where does that leave the once untouchable empire? An outright bankruptcy seems remote, while the company still boasts billions in cash and a die-hard fan base. Yet the path back to dominance is harder to see than ever. Will Musk pivot, step aside, or spin off autonomy and energy to salvage value? Whatever happens, the fall of Tesla will echo far beyond one ticker symbol. It's a live-action case study in how vision, hubris, politics, and technology collide, and how quickly a cultural icon can morph into a cautionary tale. If you made it this far, you're clearly hungry for truth over hype. Smash that subscribe button and join the conversation below. Is Tesla heading for a legendary comeback, or is the future already driving something else?